So I want to welcome you to another episode of What's Going in District 31. I'm your host, Representative Troy Hebert. I proudly serve District 31, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to give me that ability to do so. Look, we've had various episodes, as we say every time. We've met with business owners. We've talked about what's going on in the district, from rural broadband to someone sharing their story, a local business, and how many Bibles that they have sent across this country and even out of this country, and all the great things that we've learned that happens here in District 31. But we are today in the growing town of Maurice, Louisiana, and I'm sitting here with my friend, Mayor Arsement. Mayor, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to for the people of District 31 to get to know you. And let's talk about Maurice.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I appreciate y'all coming by and doing that. And it's important. Like you've said, the town is growing and we're doing really well here and really like it. A little bit about myself, born and raised, Rain, Louisiana, which is 15 minutes away from here, and moved here 21 years ago. Decided to build a home and build my family here. And so it's been, pretty excited being here for that long. Fell in love with this town. Nothing against my hometown at all.
Yeah.
But, it's just different here and it's where I'm raising my family.
Yeah.
And, one of those things. So really enjoy it.
So tell us a little bit about your professional background. I know you business owner and you're a very business-minded guy. Tell us a little bit about what your professional background is.
Well, I believe that I'm a very business-minded guy, so appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody would agree with it, but I do.
Yeah.
And so, way back when I was a kid, my dad instilled that you just got to go to work. And so been, I guess, like a bunch of people of my age pushing a lawnmower at 12 years old, trying to make $5 to go to the swimming pool for 25 cents to go swimming during the summer. It's one of those things. And so, I had a knack for sales and got into the oil field several years ago. Worked in a warehouse, but it was just never enough for me. Just always wanted more. And then had the opportunity to help other people become partners in opening their business, in the oil field. And then eventually was able to own my own and still to this day self-employed, doing different things, not as much in the oil field today.
Right.
We've kind of buried off into some property management stuff and things like that. Still do a little bit in the oil field, but it's not solely. So, I think, having that experience in being in business, I guess nothing about or nothing against any other political person, but I feel like sometimes you should have to own a business, to be in some of these positions, to be able to, operate, the budgets and know how to build. It's not just money that falls like some people think. Well, it's government, it just comes to us, and it doesn't. Right? We have to figure out how to be able to make money for our community as well,
and how to be a good steward with that money.
Absolutely, and how you're going to spend it. Make sure that we spend it, correctly for the taxpayers. Right? That's what they're paying into. I know we get a lot of grief as elected officials. That we got bad roads or we have this. But at the end of the day, we have so many other bills that we're trying to tackle as well with those few dollars of tax dollars that we get. And so to make sure that we get the most bang for our buck is it's the most important thing right here, right?
Yeah. And that's where the business background does help and come into play. Yeah. So Neil, not from here, moved here, obviously fell in love with this community. What made you want to run for mayor and build on, I guess, what as we sit in this room and you see all the predecessors before you, right? What made you decide to run to build on the foundation that they set?
Well, it's kind of a funny story with that. I had a lot of people in town were kind of asking, for me to run, and it was one of those things like, man, I'm not a great politician. As you know, we've had several run-ins or whatever, but being a politician is just not who I am. I'm a business guy. Let's run a business. Let's make some money. Let's do some nice things, right? And so anyway, it was really a hard road, talking to my wife and trying to figure out, is that something I really wanted to do? And just hearing the community, right? And seeing where Maurice was heading, I felt like last minute, 12th hour on Friday, qualifying. I got to make a decision. It's like, okay, I'm running for mayor. And so, doing that today was the best thing I've done, right?
Yeah.
For the town of Maurice. I've been able to, help this town grow. Not that we wasn't growing, but I think we were very stagnant where we were. I'm very, pro-business, getting businesses here, for dual purposes, for the residents, to have the residents places to go, whether it's eat or go shop. Then as they go eat and they go shop, we also get the tax revenue off of that, right? To be able to go back and fix those problems that our public sees fit. So, it was a real battle to run for mayor or not. And again, it was just one of those things. It's either do it now or don't do it. And so,
I know the feeling.
And so it was just, okay, we're doing it. Once my wife's like, you're going to do great. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to do great. She was like, you're going to be great. I'm telling you. It's like, oh, Lord, I sure hope so. And even while I was out meeting the residents here, it's like, look, you're going to have to be patient with me because I don't even know how to be the mayor. Like, I'm willing to be the mayor.
Right.
I know I can do the job, but I don't know how to be a mayor, right? And you catch on pretty quick.
I get it. I was never in public office before I decided to run, highly involved in my community, highly involved in my industry. You knocked on doors, you told people your platforms, and then the polls open and everybody goes vote. Next thing you know, you're it.
Here is, yeah.
And it really becomes a very surreal moment, but also a burden of responsibility to do the job and to give it your all, right?
Absolutely.
And to be the best you can be at it. And unfortunately, sometimes you have to learn along the way.
Absolutely. It's still a lot. I mean, I still learn a lot daily.
Right.
I'm the first one to tell you, I don't know, but we can call somebody who knows. And so all the resources I got, you and LMA and our attorney and engineering firm, it's like, hey, I don't know the answer to this one. Like, I need some help. Of course, they're there. There's always somebody there to help us through the way.
Well, and let's talk about, let's kind of touch on that point. The importance of a good relationship with so many, for me, right? It's important to have a relation with you and all my other local elected officials because you are the boots on the ground for your area, right?
Right.
And us having that good relationship leads to helping you be as successful as you can be. Sometimes there's a need from the state, right?
Absolutely.
And so maybe let's talk a little bit about that, right? So over the last few years, that good relationship you and I have had, we've been able to do some good things with that relationship. So let's talk about some of the projects and some of the things that you personally were able to get done and maybe some of the things that we worked on together that help benefit this community.
Absolutely. And there's been a lot of projects that we've been able to do in a very short amount of time, which is very impressive with, extremely a lot of help from yourself and, people in Baton Rouge and, of course, Bob Hinchkins, our senator has done some help in that as well. Big deal for the town. We're building a new city hall. Some people are like, do we really need it? I think if those people would come to work here in our current situation that we're in and be like, yeah, I quit already. We're sitting on top of each other. I mean, my office almost touches from wall to wall. We just don't really have a whole bunch of room. So very exciting with your help, was able to allocate more money so we can actually build what we want. Because at one time we just had enough to build a building. Now it's what we want, what we need, and for to continue to grow. So
to better service this community from
absolutely
not only from just the city hall needs, but that would also include the police department as well.
Right. Absolutely. Well, so in City Hall will be just the City Hall.
Okay.
But what it'll do is let the police department's going to take over our current City Hall.
So they'll get all this.
They get all of this building here.
That'll also help them.
Oh yeah, they're in a 600 square foot building now.
Right.
For our little police department. They'll be moving into 2,500 square foot.
Good.
So it gives him more room to grow as well, right? Have his office as a place for them to do their work, and they're all sharing one computer, one desk over there. So yeah, it'll definitely overall the whole town. It's going to be a very great asset for this town. And we bought 2.5 acres over there. So we also have room for expansion. If something happens, our water plant's right behind this place.
Correct.
If we need this place for water expansion, then we can always build on that 2.5 acres that we bought. So we bought enough for expansion over there as well.
Yeah. So, talking about assets, there's been some work done with the park, and I've heard a lot of good compliments of people going walked up in the park and enjoying it. So, I mean, maybe tell some people a little bit about that project.
I'll tell you, that is another very exciting. Before I took mayor, at our park, it was a little tough to cut grass over there because it's a low piece of property.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, those were one of my things. When you walk around talking to public, it's like, we got to do something in the park. We got to have something for our kids and our community to go to. Myself and our engineering firm, the go-getter in me, and I'm always, they laugh at me because it's like, you always looking for a deal. It's like, that's just who I am, right? We got to find a deal. Went out and was able to secure 15,000 yards of free dirt. Somebody gave to the town. We just had to pay for the trucking.
Yeah.
So that was our first project there. We did a lifting over there. So now we can cut the grass, which we have a guy that's dedicated who cuts the grass twice a week. So that way the mosquitoes ain't eating you up. The kids can actually go play. That was one of my first things. We've added, since then, we've added a bathroom. We've been having podolets there for a lot of years.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, we're bigger than that now. We need at least have restroom facility. So we were able to, do that with taxpayers' money, due to the growth as well. Giving us that money. It was a $110,000 project that we paid for. It doesn't look like much, but, cost today was really good. We were able to secure some funding with the help of yourself and Mr. Bob Hinchkins to asphalt the parking lot, which was like a wow factor. Before, when you would go to our park, it was just two little limestone horseshoes is what it had. And
Mm-hmm.
if you got off of that in a rainy, you'd get bogged potentially, So doing that parking lot secured us, organized 179 parking spots. So now we can, we've had a lot of people, well, can we have, this event? It was like, I wasn't against it for the activity, but I was against it because of the organization of parking. Our chief has a little fun day every year over there to
Mm-hmm.
kind of give back to the community and meet his officers, which is a great thing that he does.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of good luck when you parked in there if you could leave when you were ready, right? Because people would just get into the park and they would just start parking every direction. And it was like, okay, I need to leave and now I'm blocked in. So anyway, that parking lot has just done us a lot. We built a little hill. We kind of called it our baby amphitheater because we have some more projects coming. We're looking to build a pavilion there so we can potentially maybe once a quarter or something have a little band for our community to come over, enjoy an evening in the park with the kids. Well,
I know it's being utilized because look, not that long ago, again, I said, got a text with some friends and they're like, man, you should see the Maurice Park right now. There's people walking. It's a cool morning, just getting some exercise, just enjoying it. And look, it's a great place for the town and for people to go out and be able to enjoy it and bring their kids and again, good use of dollars, right?
Absolutely. Same thing. We, at this point, we've also acquired another 7 acres, which is all the property next door.
Right.
We have, one of our aldermen, he's kind of been like, he wanted a pond for a community pond. Personally, I've been against it because we were limited with the little bitty park property we had. And so, I'm for it with more property. So
Correct.
Having this acquisition, done, we're going to, the plan is digging a little pond over there for the kids to go maybe enjoy some fishing.
Yeah.
He's been working with Wildlife and Fisheries already to potentially come in and stock it, which they said they do. They have a program that'll do that for us. Extend our walking trail to give you a little further walk, because our walking trail right now is only like 1/3 of a mile. So
right.
Our residents are walking that thing a whole bunch of time.
They were walking.
They do. I mean,
walking.
It is amazing, and it is heartwarming.
As you say, build it and they will come, right?
Build it and they will come, and they are. They are really using that park, and we enjoy seeing that. Right? It's giving back. Again, it goes back to it's what the residents pay for, right?
Right.
It's what you do. You pay taxes, and that's the projects that it needs to go to. Right?
Well, I think it's important to hear some positive feedback, because there has been a lot of positive feedback from the park.
Absolutely.
So what are the big projects? What are the things that you're working on here in Maurice that maybe we want to let everybody know about?
We have a lot. Of course, everybody sees, the growth here. We have been labeled, the fastest growing in the state. I had people calling me all the way from Baton Rouge wanting an interview to talk about it. It's a little funny, kind of going back to me not knowing how to be the mayor, to where I've had 3 mayors already call me. It's like, would you mind sitting down and just explain or help us, right? I say explain, help us with that growth. It's like, I really don't know if I can explain it. Like, I wake up in the morning ready to go to work. Like, It's just, I got to go to work. And I do it for little to no money right here. That is your job is the same way. It's like, why do we do that? But anyway, you love it. You love the community, but the growth is here. We have a lot going on. Very thankful for the Broussard family with the new news. Prior to me, they had tried to open up. There were several issues. Another great project that I'm very proud of is, I was able to help the Broussards save about $900,000 in different projects that I was able to plan out with current neighborhoods that were wanting to come there as well. And, lift stations are $500,000, right, to build. And it was in the plans for them all to own one. It was like, no, let's just sit down and negotiate this. Why can't we build one and cost share into this thing? And then anybody else who ties in there, they'll cost share. It was like, oh, can we do that? It's like, yeah, let's do it. So, it was very, again, warming to be able to help the Broussards. They were eager to build at that point, saw that we were here to work with them. We wanted them.
It's a beautiful store.
Beautiful store, great product. Close contact with Blaine. They're, of course, need more, but they're very happy with the numbers. Numbers are good. So and
they're expanding out that development, right?
So that whole development, Blaine, myself have been getting a lot of contacts, calls for other people that were wanting to go there. Again, all the residents in Maurice, man, we're going to get fast food. I'm for them. I'm pushing for them, but we want the right ones too. We don't want, somebody who doesn't really take care of their place. We want something that all the residents are going to be happy. So we currently have some that I don't want to really say at this point. I don't want Youngsville to steal them from me. They already stole a Whataburger from me already. I thought I had a Whataburger and they stole it. But anyway, like the Broussards on that property. Another project that you were very instrumental in helping him, Mr. Bob, as well, is that we got a J-turn coming in. People don't quite like them, but the importance of this J-turn is gonna, right now, currently, where a potential road could go for more commercial development.
Right.
DOTD is requiring a J-turn for traffic problems, right? And we got to make sure that we're thinking about traffic as well.
Right.
And so by putting this J-turn in, state's invested in it. We're going to be invested in it. The Broussards will be invested in that J-turn. It's not just us paying for it. But once that's cut open, then we have more room for more commercial to come up, all up in that area on the south side.
You talk about growing communities, and growing communities have needs. But to meet those needs, you need funds.
Absolutely.
And so by being more attractive to business, bringing in more sales tax revenue, then that allows you and your council and everybody to invest more back into the community, right?
Absolutely.
And being very pro-business community and wanting this community to succeed is really what's needed, right?
Absolutely. And look, praise God, you see this on TV where the mayor is fighting with this one. I have a really great council. We have the same vision. We're always working in the same direction. Every now and again, there may be one that's in another area, but the vision is still there. The accomplishment is still there as well, right? Moving forward. So that is a big play in it as well, too.
And look, also we're looking ahead for the growth, right?
Absolutely.
So, although the governor hasn't signed the budget bill yet, we do have some money in there for the expansion of the sewer system.
Yeah.
So not kind of sitting back, waiting, kind of planning ahead, right?
Well, that's important too, right? A lot of people don't understand as well. I mean, you do, I do. Now that I'm in this, is a government project is 3, 4, 5 year project.
Correct.
We don't in the private world. We just go out, we hire somebody, we get to work, we build it, we start operating, go to work, however that is. Government's a little more red tape to make sure that everybody is honest in what's going on in the whole project. And so, very grateful for that you put a lot of effort into, and I do, and I know the town does appreciate it. But the way that I strongly believe is that we have to stay ahead, and I don't want to fall behind.
Right.
And with your help, yeah, we apply for a sewer plant expansion, and hopefully,
Yeah, and
governor signs on that.
It's in the budget bill. So
It
once
is.
he signs it, with that we should be good in that arena.
Because that's important too. I don't mean to cut you off, but also when these builders are coming over here, those are some of the questions they ask immediately.
Right.
What's your infrastructure look like, right? Because if they're coming in, they invest, whatever that is, $2, $3, $4, $5 million, and then I got to tell them, oh, I can't give you sewer or I can't give you water. That's going to be terrible on us. So that's why we stay ahead.
Look, I think we just, another part of the district in the Judice area, they're stifled right now.
Right.
To getting water access out. So we've got some money in this next budget bill to help move some water out, further into that area.
Absolutely.
Look, I think the best bang for the buck on the community is all around infrastructure. Mm-hmm. Access to water, sewage, roads, improving the community. Because if you don't have the infrastructure in place, you're not going to get those commercial businesses. You're not going to get more rooftops.
That's right.
Because you can't.
That's exactly right.
So you have to always be planning how we're going to get there to service a growing community. Lafayette Parishes just had a meeting the other day in the Milton area. It's all about growth, right?
That's right.
And how you're going to handle most of these unincorporated areas of the parish. How you're going to deal with the growth. And so really important to be proactive as you can be in looking down the road.
Totally agree.
What's one of your most proudest accomplishments since you've been in the office?
Well, that's not a fair question because I think they all are. I take pride in every one of them. I think the park is probably my biggest. I think, listen, it's a park. And like you said, I actually live across the field from there, so I can see it every day. And before we did these improvements, we had some people there. Nothing like we have now. Again, that area was so low. We had 6 acres right there. You couldn't do any activities in the back. This flag football season, the chief had to go out there and direct traffic because they were parked all over the road. So they're able to utilize it now, right? And it's just, again, it's really nice to see that. I think probably the park, and like I said, we're not done. That is a focus. We have more money this year in the budget, we keep putting money towards that park. I think that's really big for our community, right?
And you've got the land, and you've got the land to expand and do things for the community.
Yeah.
Look, Neil, I know I'm appreciative. Every time I call, you pick up the phone.
But I have to. You're the representative.
Yeah. But you're still the rock star. You're still the rock star, Maurice.
Yeah.
And listen, I appreciate you. I appreciate our relationship. I know the same thing goes to Senator Hinskins and Rep. Boryak, who comes around the backside of us as well. I mean, it does take a collective effort for us all to work together to be able to do things for this town. I'm super excited for the future of Maurice. I know that we're going to continue to work with you and your council to try to help any way we can to meet the needs of this community. And I just want to thank you for your time today and sharing a little bit about what's going on in your world. Look, like Neil said, this can be a thankless job sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But somebody's got to get up every morning and be willing to do it. Neil, you are. You're a go-getter. You just want to see things get done. And I can appreciate that. And I thank you for what you do for your community. I really do. So look, we're in the town of Maurice. We were near Arsement. It's been a great episode, spending time with you. Thanks for letting everybody get to know you a little bit more. And as always, I appreciate the opportunity to continue to serve you. And I'll see you around the district soon.